Who here knows about school shootings? How about the drills for them? Well, for the past 4 years that I've been at Walnut Hills High School, we have had 2 or 3 of these school shooting drills each year, and they're made to be as realistic as possible. First, a very distinct sound goes off, and then the announcements go on telling us where the intruder might be going, the library, the science wing. Meanwhile, in the classrooms, we shut the door, lock it, turn off the lights, and grab absolutely anything we can to protect ourselves if the intruder were to come in to the classroom. After a few moments of holding this defensive pose, the drill is over, and we go back to studying hard. But I am left with the reminder of what could happen to me and all my peers at any moment at school. Every day I walk into school, I fear for my life. My mother fears for my life. Even teachers fear for their own lives. This is a nationwide problem, and what have we done about it? Absolutely nothing. So this led me to evaluate this problem of school shootings in America with the Rotary 4-way test. So is it the truth? Well, the truth is that in the past 5 years, there has been 151 school shootings, 7 of which have been this year. And I just want to inform you that that number has increased since the last time I said this speech, which was 2 weeks ago. There has been 104 fatalities. How many more people have to die in order for our government to realize this truth, this problem? Do I have to die? Do our teachers have to die? This leads me to the next question. Is it fair to all concerned? Well, along with these drills, we also have conversations with our teachers. And this conversation always falls during choir for me. My choir director, Mr. Nims, always tells me of how he will put himself in the front line to protect us. Is that fair to him? That he has to walk to school every day knowing that he might have to sacrifice himself for us? Is it fair to those communities that have lost and will never be the same? Is it fair to those families that have lost loved ones? Is it fair to those children, to those students that will never see their bright futures, ever? No. So what do we do about this? This leads me to the next question. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? You might have heard of the argument that we have to arm our teachers and fight guns with more guns. Our school is not a war zone. And America currently has more guns than people. So if this solution were to work, wasn't it supposed to prevent the Sandy Hook shooting, the Columbine shooting, the Texas shooting that killed 14 elementary school kids and 1 teacher? Well, it didn't. So having more guns in our schools will only promote fear amongst each other. And this will create a divide, and it will not create goodwill and better friendships. But you know what will? Building a community, but not just any community that will talk about it and then disband after a couple months. A community that is educated on knowing who to vote for, to change policies in our guns, a community that will foster mental health for our children so that they do not have to go through a dark pathway. Is this beneficial to all concerned? Well, if we come together as a community and do this, make these changes and take this more seriously than we are doing today, then of course, this will benefit us and it will reduce gun violence in America, not just in schools. So, what is the point of government if not to notice this undeniable problem in our country? What is the point of adults having the right to vote if none of these policies have been changed? If America continues to fail us, the government, the people, then we, the students, will head down this path of not being passionate and not driving for a good future. Our responsibility as students is to explore our passions and study hard. It isn't to memorize a procedure that might make us go through the day without being killed. So, as we all know, school shootings are not inevitable, and we see this in Scotland, when in 1996, there was a school shooting in an elementary school, and 16 children were killed. A few days later, there was a reform, a ban. And just like magic, no more school shootings in Scotland. But it's not magic. It's common sense. People, I'm not blind. You're not blind to this problem. So we can't just sit still and do nothing. So, I'm asking you, please take a conscious action to know who you are voting for, what you're doing. Because if you come up to me and tell me that no, this is too strict and we can't restrict guns and it infringes our Second Amendment right, because obviously that's more important than the children and the future of America, please tell me, enlighten me of this solution you have. Thank you.